Our tribute to Sandra, boy, it's hard to say she's gone. Sandra Dee is gone, and we're going to talk about her with friends and co-workers right after this.
It's my fault. I should have worked at being an A student in both. But don't worry. I never flunked out on a subject yet. And by the time I shake this crummy tonsillitis, I'm going to be the best female surfer in California. What's happening?
She just got thrown under by a 30-foot wave.
A.m. Sunday morning, Sandra Dee took a sudden turn for the worse and passed away. With us to discuss her life and times, Natalie Stortz. Natalie is a close friend and employee of Sandra Dee's who was with her in the room when she passed away. Debbie Reynolds, the famous Debbie, now appearing at the Orleans Hotel in Las Vegas. She worked at the same studio with Sandra when Dee was just starting out. Debbie and Sandra both played the character Tammy in that famous movie series. Frankie Avalon spent 3 New Year's Eves with Sandra, and her husband Bobby Darin was a neighbor of Bobby and Sandra's, started out in the business alongside Bobby. In Las Vegas is James Darin, who co-starred with Sandra in 1959's film Gidget, and in Los Angeles, John Saxon, Sandra's co-star in 3 films, performed with her in a 1991 stage production of Love Letters, and that's believed to be the last time she acted. Natalie, what was the friendship all about? Were you just friends, or did you work for her? What?
Both. We became friends very quickly when I started working for her. We shared a lot of similarities in our lives, and it just grew from there. And
you were with her that morning?
Yes, I was with her for the last 11 hours of her life.
Now, what happened? As I understand it, she was doing well and then turned bad. What happened?
She actually, when she first entered the hospital, she was not doing well at all, and 5 or 6 days later came back around and was doing great, and we were looking forward to her coming home. And Saturday, I got a call that she was not doing well. I immediately went over there, and it wasn't as grim as I thought it was. She was starting to get better, like she always did. She was bouncing back, and things were going really well. And about 45 minutes in, past the 10th hour, she went into sudden distress, and efforts were made to revive her, and they were not successful.
Was it peaceful?
Yes, and very calm.
What was the cause?
She had a cardiac arrest.
She had a lot of problems, though, right?
Yes, but they were managed. Her kidney, renal problems were manageable. She was going to dialysis 3 days a week, and everything was fine with that. She, other than that, was very healthy at the time.
Frankie, what was her career to you? Because she's so, she was an actress in her own right, successful, but she's so affiliated with her husband who she divorced.
Well, that's how we met, through Bobby, when they first got married. But her career, to me, she really represented that girl from the 50s, you know, the innocence, the ponytail. Yeah, it was wonderful. And of course, I got to meet her because of Bobby when they got married, and we spent about 3 New Year's Eves together. So I knew her more on a personal friendship as opposed to work. I never worked with her, but she was just full of laughs and fun, and every New Year's Eve we had the best time.
How realistic was Beyond the Sea, the movie?
You know, I have not seen it yet, and Bobby and I were...
It should have done well. It was a hell of a...
Well, you know, Bobby Darin and I were real close friends for a lot of years. I'm looking forward to seeing it just to find out. It was a wonderful...
Debbie, how talented was she?
Oh, very talented. She was a wonderful actress. First of all, she's the cutest thing in the whole world.
Oh, adorable.
I mean, she was this face and these brown eyes, you know, these huge eyes, and she loved Bobby Darin, of course, like mad. He loved her like mad. I mean, I'm not saying that he didn't have a lot of other ladies, but when he was with Sandra and after they were married, I mean, he was with her. Because I knew Bobby also really well. He was a great guy and full of mischievousness.
How did she get to be Tammy after you were Tammy?
Well, they asked me to do Tammy because being the first Tammy, they were going to go on with it, but I couldn't do it. I was going to have my son Todd. So
She did the first one?
No, I did the first one.
Right.
And then that's where they recorded the song Tammy. And Sandra was under contract.
Were you friends?
Yes. Well, in the morning in makeup, you know, we talk. She was always with her mother. So,
That was a extraordinary, tough relationship, wasn't it?
but she was a very nice lady, so I only knew her as really terrific, and she adored her daughter, and you just had heard all the rumors, but she adored her daughter. And
What was she like to work with, John?
Well, my relationship with her was largely professional, and on the first film we did, which was called The Restless Years, it was peculiar that every once in a while Sandra would say something seemingly out of context that I didn't understand. For example, I didn't know exactly where that was coming from until many, many years later. During the filming, the one awkward thing that happened was we had a kissing scene. And as we were rehearsing it, like dry rehearsing for camera moves, I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. I didn't know why, but this scene of kissing her was making me very uncomfortable. I went to the director and I told him what I was feeling. He said, well, you're just too mature for this part. And we did the scene. It was fine. And it was only probably 30 years later when I was interviewed for a book, a biography of Sandra, that I found out she was probably only 14 years old at that time. And then in 1991, when she came out in People magazine, I found the other part of what she was trying to say to me, but I couldn't understand, which was that she had been molested by her stepfather repeatedly.
Boy.
Yeah.
We'll get James Darren's thoughts in a moment. We've got to take a break. And as we go to break, let's see them kissing. Watch.
We met while we were both doing a film called Come September. The year was 1960. The place was Portofino, Italy. And I don't think there'll be anything more romantic or lovelier as a meeting place. And hit it right off. She hated me and I loved her, and that was it.
Just let's have dinner tonight, and the two of us will sit and talk. And maybe get to know each other. Okay? Okay?
What'll I tell Mario?
Well, who's Mario?
My date for tonight.
Oh. I see.
Oh, but I can cancel it.
Will you?
I don't even answer the phone.
Good.
You were a handsome devil there.
Thank you.
All right, James Darren, by the way, I mentioned that Debbie Reynolds works the Orleans Hotel in Las Vegas. She opens on the 17th of March. Tomorrow night, James Darren opens, and he co-stars at the Orleans. He co-starred with Sandra in the 1959 film Gidget. What was she like to work with, James?
She was great to work with. She was a sweet, charming, lovely person. And as John mentioned earlier, I'd never thought about it till now, really, or given it much thought, but she was very mature sometimes, and yet when it would come to these love scenes, to the kissing scenes, she would be so awkward and kind of push you away in a strange sense, you know. You would feel that she wasn't into it, welcoming the kiss. And I spent a lot of time with her on the set, as much as I could. Her mom was extremely protective. Her mom, you couldn't really spend any private time with Sandra because her mother was always you know, separating us.
Was she virginal?
Yes, she was, extremely. I mean, you would never think, you know, she had a great appeal, but it wasn't sex appeal. It was some kind of love, some kind of aura that she gave.
It's a good, very well, that's like your sister, yeah. We invited Dodd to be on the show tonight. He understandably declined, but he did send us a handwritten statement, which I have here. I spoke to Dodd on Sunday, the day his mother died. My love and gratitude go out to those who have been reaching out to me. My mother will always have a special place in the hearts of people of her generation. She did not plan it that way, it just happened. She cherished her bond with the public and was grateful for it. Dear precious Mama, I know your beautiful, sensitive, angelic soul is now reunited with Pop. I can't imagine life without you, but I'll try and make you proud. I love you, Dodd. And there's little Dodd now, all grown up, and he had a very rough time with this. I guess, as you know, Natalie,
Yes.
Dodd did not take this well.
No, he's not doing very well.
Did she love Bobby Darin
Yes.
to the end?
Yes.
Even though they were divorced, he had remarried?
Yes. I asked her why she never remarried, and she told me that Bobby was the one and true love of her life, and she regretted the divorce, and she blamed herself.
Really did?
Yes, she
She
did.
was drinking a lot then, too, wasn't she?
She blamed, well, yes, but she told me, I said, well, what is it, you know, that you thought was the demise? And she said her tantrums. She thought drove him away.
What were they like together?
Well, you know, it was amazing when he first married her, and I would go over to the house with them, and they were lovey-dovey all the time. The funny thing about their relationship was he never really talked about her and those hard times when they were going through whatever problems that they had. I would see him, we would be playing Las Vegas together or on tour someplace or whatever, never would bring up Sandra. So that relationship in the very beginning for the first 5 or 6 years was wonderful, and then it was just gone for Bobby, is what I felt.
Her talent was what? I think that James Darin said it well. She was never a sex symbol, right?
Well, she was the little girl next door, and I didn't think that she drank before Bobby. You know, she just was very sweet, amusing, charming, darling little girl. I see her in the morning, but I was the little girl too at the time. But I'm older, of course, 10 years older, and so Sandra, to me, was just a cute little kid coming up there and just a great talent. She was a dramatic actress. She did wonderful parts, you know, Imitation of Life. She did wonderful roles. So she should be remembered, not for her drinking, which came after a divorce, as it can.
Well, it's discussed in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're saying she's underrated as an actress.
Well, we should just know that she was a wonderful actress, dramatic actress. She really was beautiful, and she was a lovely, wonderful woman.
Yes.
Would you say, John, she was a good actress?
She had a great facility of being able to kind of, I don't know, read lines and throw them around, and you know, for someone seemingly much more older and practiced or professional than she was even at the beginning, you know.
Was Gidget a serious? How did you react to? How big a movie was Gidget, James?
Oh, it was a giant movie. A giant movie. I mean, it was all because of Sandra. I mean, Sandra just came through that screen like something you.
Okay, we lost James Darin. We'll try to get him back. And Frankie, you're doing Grease, right?
Yeah, I've been out with the show, the stage show, and I do it about in 15 cities now, where I recreate the role that I did in the film.
Now, one of the hit songs in that show is?
Oh, the original score, Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee, you know, which again represented what the 50s was all about. And, you know, she was the goody two-shoes gal that then changes character at the end of the play or the picture and becomes the blonde bombshell.
You know, you can't take it out of the show, right?
No, I don't think so, no. It's actually a tribute to Sandra.
I wonder if it felt funny for those groups that were playing somewhere all the time, performing it Sunday night.
Yeah. Well, you know, Lauren and Tiana, the two kids in the cast, there's two versions of Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee. And, you know, as we always say in show business, the show must go on.
You think Bobby was tough to live with?
Bobby was a great guy. I mean, he had things going constantly.
He was a cocky guy.
He was, yeah. But, you know, he went through that period of time in his life when he was still married to Sandra. And my mother-in-law used to live right across the street, so I would see him quite a bit, of course, Dodd growing up. But he went through that period of time where he was not Bobby Darin anymore. He wanted to be Bob Darin.
And you know, guitar.
While he was married to Sandra, he was living up at Big Sur in a trailer. I mean, he just went.
Yeah, it's in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah. He moved himself from life, involved with Robert Kennedy.
Anti-war songs, too.
Yeah, yeah. He
He
did all the
played the
writing.
troubadour,
Right.
little clubs, the guitar. He went a whole other way.
I remember seeing him on The Tonight Show as Bob Darin.
Yeah. No more tuxedos and bow ties, he used to say. That's over.
Yeah, that's over.
Oh,
But he
it's-
went back to it a little at the end.
Oh yeah, he came back again, and it was better than
He
ever.
was one of the great nightclub
Oh,
performers.
he was fantastic.
Right, Debbie? I mean, it was,
He absolutely was. He swung. I
you
mean,
wouldn't
he was,
want to follow him in a room.
I mean, he wouldn't want to be on the stage with him. We did a television show. He came over and he did the arrangements for me right after he had his open heart surgery. And so we did an impression of Sonny and Cher. And he played Sonny and so, you know, we really had a lot of fun together. He was a great musician. He could do great arrangements. He really was
Oh, he played
sensational.
drums, he played guitar.
He was really into it,
played
because when
piano,
I spoke to him, he was the first famous person I ever interviewed.
Is that right?
We walked down the street and he would listen to the sound of music, and he knew he wanted always to find that Mac the Knife beat. Where could I find it again? You know, he wanted it in Artificial Flowers.
Right,
He
right,
wanted it
right.
in Clementine.
Dick West was his arranger.
Dick
then
West
they
was a
worked together.
drummer. And
Was he a drummer?
That's what he said. He said, I liked a drummer who arranged.
Oh,
He loved
okay,
Dick
so yeah.
West because
Oh, Dick West
the
was-
drums was the driving force to him.
What was that one quote he said? By the time I think it was Life magazine at the time. By the time I'm 25, I'll be a legend. And he was.
He had a lot of
Yeah,
confidence.
he really did.
Short-lived.
Was she a happy person, Natalie?
Yes.
Was Sandra happy?
Yes, she was very happy, very active. I think there's a big perception with a lot of the public that she was
Reclusive.
out of control, reclusive, unable to take care of herself, and that just wasn't true. She just chose to give up the limelight and live a very private life, and she was enjoying immensely the two granddaughters, Alexa and Olivia, that Dodd and his lovely wife Audrey blessed her with, and she was very happy. We were about to travel. She was pursuing
really?
transplant options, and she really was doing very well.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll include some of your phone calls as we go to break. A scene from Imitation of Life.
I'll never see him again.
Oh, Mama, stop acting. Stop trying to shift people around as if they were pawns on a stage.
But, Susie,
Oh, don't worry, I'll get over Steve. But please, don't play the martyr.
Oh, Mama, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. But last night, I was so unhappy.
Wow, Peter Fonda. What was it like doing love letters with her, John?
I'll tell you, the night we went out on the stage at the Cannon Theater, which is about a 500-seat theater, everybody got up and applauded.
When
and
she walked out,
applauded,
yeah.
and applauded and applauded and applauded, until I turned and whispered in her ear, Sandra, it's never going to be any better than this. Let's leave now, you know. But it was a good week, you know. I mean, we did very well. At the end of which I said, Sandra, if you want to have a cup of coffee, here's my phone number. Just get in touch. We'll meet. I didn't expect she would call me, and she never did.
James, are you checked in with us now?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
was there that night that John was talking about, and Sandra was so frail. I remember going backstage after the play, and which was wonderful, by the way. Sandra she could hardly walk, like 10, 15 feet. That's how frail she was, but still beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
You were mentioning during the break, James, that you thought there were demons around her with the drinking and the like.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's horrible enough having been molested, let alone by your stepdad. To overcome that, I don't know how anyone does, but that would have to drive you to something, and Sandra evidently went to alcohol and whatever else.
She told
But
you
there were
Natalie,
many
once that
demons, I'm sure.
the happiest Natalie she was when she stayed in a little room in a hotel with Bobby in New York.
Yeah, it was a little apartment, and it was so small that if the Murphy bed was down and you wanted to go to another room, you had to crawl over it. And it was just a little hole-in-the-wall place. They stayed there for a few days, and she said it was the best time she ever had with him, the happiest. No glitz, no glamour, nothing, just the two of them. They went out and ate and came back, and she loved it.
Do you know, Frankie, if they were in touch before Bobby died?
No, I don't. I don't know. I have not and did not see Sandra for all those years. I mean, from the beginning of their marriage, for the 5 or 6 years, yes, great friendship. After that, I never saw her again, any contact at all.
Could she dance a lot too, Debbie?
Well, everybody dances in show business. You look like the little monkey. You just do whatever the part says, even if you can't.
You don't think of her singer-dancer, though, right? Although
No.
she had a singing Tammy.
Sandra could really do everything, but as I say, she was a very fine actress, but she wasn't particularly interested in that. I mean, she fell in love with Bobby Darin for the man that he was. He was very out there and so full of pizzazz and with it, everything she wasn't, he was. And I think that's what brought them together, and that's what she fell in love with, was Bobby, and stayed that way in love with him. And the boy, she had this wonderful son who took good care of her and adores her like nobody else. This is a miracle son. He's just, thank God for the boy.
Dodd, she'd worship Dodd, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. That was Sandra's proudest achievement, was Dodd. And if she had it to do over again and pick acting or full-time motherhood, she told me she would have picked motherhood. She would have given it up and been a mother.
Let's take some calls. Port Richey, Florida, for our wonderful panel of Natalie Stortz, Debbie Reynolds, Frankie Avalon, James Darin, and John Saxon. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Larry. You do have a wonderful panel. I'd like to ask our friend, did Sandra have any brothers or sisters?
No.
No, she was an only child.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Did you know her mother?
No, I never met her mother.
John, you met her?
Very well.
Now, she's portrayed in the movie as very
Ditzy.
imposing.
Imposing.
Controlling.
Well, she may have been that. She was kind of personality-wise, kind of flighty and bubbly, and was always, you know, I mean, cooking in some way. And
around her all the time, right?
Yeah, most of the time, when I saw her, was always with Sandra.
Do you know her, Debbie?
Yes, I got to meet her, and but as John just said, you know, she wasn't a down mother. She was very up and very like Sandra. So in a way, they were like sisters.
Did you know her, James?
Yes, I knew her mom, sure. She was between Sandra and me every minute of the day.
James, it sounded like you would have been interested in Sandra. Am I correct?
I was in love with her. I mean, who wouldn't be? She was absolutely adorable, beautiful person, inside and out. And yeah, I had a mad crush on her, I did.
Dallas, Texas, hello.
And then your operator. I was wondering what
Yeah, go ahead.
movies of Sandra's. What was her favorite movie? My favorite movie of hers was A Summer Place. Does anyone know what her favorite movie was other than the one she did with her husband?
Does anyone know? Natalie?
That was her favorite movie.
Summer Place.
Yes. No, Come September with Bobby. That
Where
was,
she met him, right?
Yes.
In Italy, yeah.
Yes.
She met her making that movie. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with our remaining moments in our little tribute, it's hard to say it, to the late Sandra Dee. Don't go away.
Did I do it all right?
Yes, very nicely.
Not so bad, considering it was for the first time.
No, not so bad at all.
But you weren't very good, were you?
Well, wasn't I? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't seem to have your heart in it. Perhaps you didn't when we started.
No, not when we started, no.
But you were getting better towards the end. Shall we try again?
Yes, please.
Sandra, this is quite an occasion for Dodd, isn't it?
It sure is. First time. He was at the opening in Las Vegas, but there weren't so many people and press around.
Oh, you did what?
Darling. I think he should just sit and be quiet.
Was it difficult for you to see them play out arguments between your father and mother?
Sure.
Your father and his temper, your mother and her drinking.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things of the film is it's very real. And it was difficult. I mean, my mom, you know, went through a lot with him. He could be difficult, she could be difficult. And it was painful to see that.
All the slaps and the smiles. In the meantime, I'm a damn joke out there.
Not as big of a joke as you are right now.
You know what it is? Warren Beatty is there with Leslie Caron, who's nominated for Best Actress, and I'm there with Gidget.
And by the way, it's sad to say, but Natalie confirmed that Sandra Dee was planning to come on this show, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That and a trip to Las Vegas and a few other things we were going to be doing.
Los Angeles, hello.
Yes, 2 points. First of all, in her autobiography that came out, approximately 10 years ago, she said that when she made her first movie, she was disappointed in her own looks. She really wanted to look like Audrey Hepburn. Do you think she really felt that way? And number two, she made a wonderful movie called Doctor, You've Got to Be Kidding with George Hamilton in 1967. When will that be released on DVD? It's not even on video.
Has anyone ever heard of that movie?
No, I don't know it.
Frank?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I
James, have you heard of it?
No, I have not.
Did she think she was not pretty, John?
I don't think that was the case, but
I think she thought she was pretty, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a
She
joke.
didn't play
something
on
like
it.
that is pretty common to all kinds of, I mean, people don't want to watch themselves in the rushes and hate what they've done and so on.
Vancouver, British Columbia, hello.
Hi. I was just wondering, Sandra Dee was sick with kidney disease, for 2 years? Why didn't they give her a kidney transplant?
Natalie?
It's not that easy, and it's not that quick.
Was she on the list?
You go on a list, and she had been battling kidney disease for approximately 4 years and was going to dialysis religiously 3 days a week and was doing very well with it, but certainly wanted a transplant, and like everyone else in that predicament.
She'll be remembered how, Debbie?
Well, I know that she'll be remembered as lovable, adorable, girlfriend to all, wonderful actress.
And it will be impossible to separate her name from Bobby Darin, right?
I think that'll go down together.
So that's
Bobby and
Thompson and Frank, Abbott and Custer, they're together.
They probably are together now.
Frankie?
Well, I think, she, again, I say, she really epitomized exactly what you would think the girl from the 50s. She was sweet, she was adorable, she was charming, and everybody related to her. And I think that'll never, ever go away. When you see Sandra Dee, you just fall in love with it.
John?
Well, watching the scene that she did with Lana Turner, I realize again how great
How good she was.
capacity she
And
had.
James, you were in love with her, so you still think about her, right?
I think about her all the time, and she's what every teenager wants to be.
Thank you all very, very much. And thanks, Dodd, for helping put this together. The funeral services will be private, by the way. And a very happy birthday, by the way, to our senior producer, the lady in charge of all this, Wendy Walker. A very young Wendy Walker, when I think of the age. Does a super job, though. And a very happy birthday to you, Wendy. And we thank this crew for getting together. And we'll be right back to tell you about tomorrow.